Good morning. Good morning. Again, I apologize for those who tuned in the first time. Had to figure out some technical stuff, but got it figured out now. The sound is good. As far as I know, it looks like the sound is good. It's now monitoring, so we're in good space. So I'm excited about this message this morning. I'm giving it a second time, but it's cool. The first time no one heard it. But I'm going to tell you right now, do your family and friends a favor and share this message, because it's going to be a powerful message. And listen, you just never know who could use some inspiration, insight, and some wisdom in order to push them and catapult them to the next level in their life. So don't be selfish and just listen to this message yourself. Share this message so that someone else can be empowered, inspired, motivated, uplifted in this time where so many of us are going through the same things, and we think that we're alone, but there's so many of us that are going through the same things. This morning the message is called Acceleration. Before I get into it though, I just want to shout out everybody who has been supporting everything we're doing. Tay and Two Show. A lot of things are happening in the world. I won't use this platform to talk about that, but on the Tay and Two Show, we talk about all world events and exactly what's happening in the world in different facets of life. So I encourage you, if you haven't already, to follow that page. We have an Instagram page. We have a Facebook page. We're live on Whip Radio Network every Tuesday, 6 p.m. We're live on Facebook as well. So definitely tune in. And we also have a YouTube channel that we're going to be pushing out. So definitely tune in. I do Inspiration Sunday. We have Rich Mind Project that is starting, and Love Lounge is already up and going. But I'll be back this upcoming Wednesday with Love Lounge, a very powerful series. So we have powerful things happening. I'm super excited. I appreciate everybody who tunes in. But without further ado, let's get into this powerful message this morning. This morning, the message is called Acceleration. I don't know about you, but, for some reason, it seems like when everything is starting to synchronize for us, everything is starting to come together, everything is starting to line up for us in terms of when it comes down in terms of our dreams and our goals and our ambitions, that it seems the closer we get to it, the stronger the resistance we start to experience. Everything starts going haywire. All of a sudden, you was in a groove. It was going well. Everything coming together. Everything lining up. Relationships you need. Business relationships. Friendships. Connections. Everything you need is starting to come together. But at that very moment, for some reason, the strongest level of resistance begins to happen. And I got to speak to you about that this morning, because I got to show you that the reason why you are in that space and the reason why you are experiencing that resistance is because you're reaching a dimension of self-awareness and success you've never experienced before. But this is not about money. This is not about success itself. It's about it's about the experience, or actually it's about this discovering of who we are on a deeper level, so that we can have a great impact on our community and on this world. I want to take you somewhere for a second. If you notice and if you pay attention to the laws of aerodynamics, is that right? Yeah. Aerodynamic laws. You will notice that the space program, when they created the rocket, they had to consider aerodynamics in order to make sure that the rocket reaches its destination. The reason why is because whenever you are launching something into this atmosphere, it's going to experience resistance that you've never thought that you wouldn't experience otherwise. In other words, have you ever stood outside still? You ever stood still outside and there was no wind blowing, but the moment that you took off, you started to hear the wind pass through your ears? That is exactly what is happening in your life right now. There's an acceleration happening at a rate in your life right now that is causing you to experience a resistance that otherwise, if you weren't running, you wouldn't be experiencing. Watch this. When they send the rocket, right, they have to consider how they design the space shuttle. They have to consider it. Notice that there is no rocket, there is no space shuttle that is designed like a box. And the reason why is because as the space shuttle accelerates into the atmosphere, it is going to experience the resistance and air resistance that it has to pass through. But if it has an improper design, it will not make it to its destination. Notice also that when they're sending that rocket into the space realm and the space dimension, understand something, that it has something attached to it, a massive fuel pack, because it needs extra fuel to push that rocket or to push that space shuttle up into a dimension before the shuttle itself starts to utilize its own power. I got to show you something and understand, before the rocket enters into the space realm, or before the shuttle enters into the space realm, that those fuel packs have to fall off, right? Because as you get higher and higher, extra weight you have to let go of the extra weight. I want to tell you something, that right now in your life, there are things that are falling off of you that you've been holding on to for years. And they were designed not to destroy you, but they were designed to accelerate and push you into a dimension that you would have never gotten to. That your manager was irritating you so bad that it caused you to work harder on your business at home. Your situation, your relationships were starting to irritate you so bad that it caused you to dig deeper into who you are and to figure out what's going on the inside. It caused you to reflect. These circumstances around you irritated you so much that it caused you to say, you know what, I got to go ahead and write this book because I can't take it no more. That's the fuel pack that was attached to you. But I'm telling you, what's happening is that it's starting to release and to fall off of your life. There's things that are starting to disconnect from you that you were comfortable with. And it feels painful, and it hurts, and it doesn't feel good, and doesn't seem like it's the will for you, God's will for you. But let me tell you something. It is the process of acceleration. You're about to step into a dimension of who you are that you've never experienced before. Things that you've only dreamed that you can do, you're about to do it. And the reason why you are starting to experience the resistance is because you're accelerating into a new dimension. I'm going to tell you right now, the resistance that you are experiencing is the evidence that you are materializing the destiny that you've been talking about, dreaming about, and praying about. It's not time to give up now. It's time for you to go harder than you've ever gone before. This pain that you are experiencing in this very moment is evidence that what you've been wanting and what you've been crying and hurting for and bleeding and giving all you got is finally start to happen. You are at the door. You are at the edge of your dream. And everything, that resistance that I'm going to tell you, all of the space shuttles that remain on the docket, they are not experiencing any resistance. So understand something. You can't allow docket mindsets to start to affect you when you're actually accelerating. You've got to make sure that you're dealing with other rockets around you that are in the same atmosphere that you are in. Be careful to who you're listening to, and be careful who you're taking advice from when it comes down to your dream. Make sure that the other rockets around you are accelerating at the same rate that you are, so that they are not pulling you down and giving you advice that is not for those who have already launched off of the docket. It's time for you to go. This is your moment. This is your time. I'm telling you right now, you're not finished experiencing resistance. It's going to hurt. People are going to come after you. People are going to try to attack you. People are going to be petty. I'm going to tell you right now, the closer you get to the door, the more it's going to seem like, is this God's will for me? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? I'm going to tell you right now that the space that you are in, the time frame, the dispensation that you are in this moment is evidence that you are closer than ever to your dream and your purpose. Do not let go of what do not let go. Do not give up. I'm encouraging you this morning. Listen to what I'm telling you. I'm encouraging you this morning not to give up on what you're going after. Go harder. The resistance is going to get greater the faster you go, the closer you get to going into that outer space dimension, the closer you get to getting deeper into who you are. And let me tell you, the fuel packs that are falling off you is characters that can't go where you're going. Belief systems that can't go where you're going. Thought processes that can't go where you're going. The things that you picked up, maybe some things that you picked up from your childhood, some things that you picked up from friendships, some things that you picked up from relationships. These things cannot go with you into the next dimension, so they're falling off. They were designed for a season to accelerate you into where you're going. But let me tell you right now, it is time for you to get used to a new level and a new dimension you've never been on. Let me tell you what's crazy about when space shuttles and astronauts go into another dimension. Understand something, that they can't breathe the same way. That gravity has no effect on them. The way they were used to, the weight that was so normal on them now has become totally different. There's a brand new level of everything. It is a brand new existence. I'm going to tell you where you're going right now. You're going to be in a space that other people that are on the ground cannot understand. You're going into a dimension that doesn't make sense to everybody around you. What do you mean there's no gravity? What do you mean you have to breathe artificial air? What does that mean? What do you mean that I don't get it. There's a level of understanding you're about to go into that is going to lose some people around you. And it's going to cause some people to separate themselves from you because they don't understand where you're going. You have to build a new comfort level and understand that there's going to be a season of isolation. Your population is about to get smaller. And that's because you're reaching the place where you're about to have the greatest impact that you've ever seen in your life, on your community, on your family, and everything around you. I'm telling you right now, the level of prosperity that you're about to experience and the level of success you're about to experience is about to be out of this world. But you got to keep moving through this resistance. Acceleration. I love each and every one of you. I appreciate everyone who tunes in. Again, do us a favor, our community a favor, and share this message. Somebody needs to hear it. Somebody needs to understand why they're experiencing resistance. Someone needs to understand why they're experiencing this pain, why they feel this way, why it seems like they can't think the way that they used to, why it seems like they can't flow the way that they used to. It's because they're accelerating towards their purpose. Until next time, I love each and every one of you. I see you on the Rich Mind Project and Love Lounge. I think I'm going to be doing the Sunday inspiration again every Sunday. So y'all look out for that. Again, y'all enjoy the rest of your weekend.